Hey guys, Allison here. Okay, today I want to talk part two about decisions, and I want to talk about what I see as some of the biggest obstacles people face in making good decisions, or maybe some of the problems or the downfalls that people have. And let me tell you, I've made some bad decisions. I'm not exempt from this, but we need to learn from our mistakes, right? So the first thing is that I think a lot of people don't really make decisions. Well, actually, you're making a decision when you don't make a conscious decision, but they're following the culture, they're following society, they're following whatever the media says, and they're not stopping to really think about things. So, for instance, remember the baby on board signs? Everybody decided to run out and buy one. Why? But we don't stop and think. We just kind of go along with the culture. And we're certainly seeing a lot of that, after this pandemic and a lot of things that are going on. People are just going along and they're not necessarily thinking through why they're doing what they're doing. So we don't really put a lot of thought in. We are swayed, moved, and manipulated by the culture and the media. Now, when we talk about being swayed and manipulated, I think these are what I see as the two biggest problems people face and what causes them to make really bad decisions: fear and guilt. And when people deploy fear and guilt against you, and we're seeing that big time these days, right? That's when you got to really step back, because it's very easy when somebody is very fearful, they're going to make bad decisions. All right, there's a worse way to make a decision is when you're really in fear, and particularly if you're really, really, really terrified of something. But I've seen over the years, working with a lot of people who suffered through abortions, that those decisions were made out of profound fear. And also, the other thing is guilt. And a lot of people are manipulated not only to be fearful, but to feel guilty. So we don't follow our hearts, we're just doing what other people are telling us to do. And when fear and guilt are activated, we tend to make very, very bad decisions. So for instance, the girl who's facing an unplanned pregnancy, who in her heart really wants to have her baby, is guilted. All right, first of all, they make her very fearful. You're not going to be able to take care of this child. What if something happens? Then the guilt starts. You're ruining your boyfriend's life. You're embarrassing your parents. You're giving the child a terrible life. So they twist what's good in her in terms of using this guilt to manipulate her. So I'm going to talk in the next video about some principles we can use to make better decisions, because I think it's really important that we start to do that. But like I said, when you are in a state of fear, is the worst time to make a decision. And let's face it, when we look at like advertising, what do they appeal to? The fear of loss and the desire for gain. All right, so we get tempted towards certain things like lottery tickets, right? And then, well, you got to be in it to win it. There's that fear of loss. So, it's something that the culture knows, advertisers know, evil people know how to use those things against us. So to stop when you feel very, very fearful, it's really not a time to make big life-changing or life-impacting decisions. You need to get the fear under control. Talk to somebody, talk to a therapist, contact us, a Catholic therapist. Look for somebody in your area. If you find that you're really struggling with tremendous anxiety and you're making bad decisions because of it. Last thing I want to say, though, is that some people make a decision to trust no one. They've been hurt before, they've been burned before, so they say, I am not going to trust anybody. But what you're really doing is you're deactivating your own intuition there. Because ultimately, let's say you're hiring a roofer and you've made this decision, you're not going to trust anybody. So now you're not able to kind of really use your intuitions to see who you should trust or not trust, because ultimately it's always a decision of the heart. What does your heart say? Do you feel peace? Do you feel sometimes like you just don't like somebody and you can't put your finger on it? So it's important that we not make a decision to trust nobody, because really what's happening is you're deactivating that intuition. We always need to listen to that. So decide, first off, always to trust God. Trust your own intuitions and your own feelings, because that's how the Holy Spirit works with us. But do not allow fear or guilt to manipulate you. And next video, I'm going to talk about principles for making better decisions. So make sure you tune in. Again, like and share the video, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel And also, you might want to sign up for my newsletter, and I'll be sending out a monthly newsletter and weekly YouTubes. God bless you.